What are we getting into today, dog?
What are we getting into today? Well, we are drinking a Cuban coffee drink that I cannot remember the name of. But
Tasty,
it's tasty. So it's sweetened condensed milk in the bottom, then coffee on the mocha pot, which is traditionally referred to as a stovetop espresso maker or Cuban coffee, and then evaporated milk that I warmed up on top of that. And you kind of let it sit for a second and then stir it up.
Mm-hmm. It creates a very just smooth, creamy beverage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tasty. And I found out about this drink from a cookbook I got from a library years ago. I couldn't remember what the cookbook was.
Nice.
Thought I owned it. Didn't. Got the other one. I got 2 cookbooks that day. And I got the Healthy Latin Cooking, which had all the food recipes in it, but no drinks. And then there was this other one. I couldn't remember what it was. So I was looking this drink up to see if I was getting it right. And found the book, The Cuban Table. And so
that's all you needed.
Going to promptly buy that when we're done.
Yeah.
Because it was a great book.
That's, I think, an undervalued part of like some cultural recipe books or like the drinks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a Brazilian cookbook and some of the smoothies and like juices and stuff are like insane.
Sweet. So. That's cool. Yeah, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like really culturally specific cookbooks, I'm a huge fan of.
That are authentic, obviously. Like,
yeah, and you get
not by like Paula Deen or some shit.
No, you get like authentic like family recipes. Like this was my grandma's.
Yeah.
This was my dad used to make this. This is an old family recipe. We don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
That's where it's
like
at. Yeah, I remember having like a couple friends bring stuff, like tamales and just like crazy good stuff, like very authentic and.
Yeah. I got a buddy who is like he's from Texas, but his family's from Mexico, and they were in Texas before the United States even existed. And he made me his mom's like rice.
Yeah.
His mom. Oh my god, it's
probably unbelievable.
Best freaking rice I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you gotta show me how to make that, dude. Wow.
He's like, I'm gonna have to kill you.
He told me. I mean, it's one of those things. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a timing thing.
Yeah.
You just got to know how much of everything to put in when.
Yep.
Ingredient-wise, it's pretty straightforward. It's just it's done better than I've ever been able to pull that off.
Properly. They refine that technique through millennia.
Yeah. And it becomes amazing.
This drink is so good.
You digging it?
Yep.
Yeah, because
So this is kind of what we got. Or similar to what we got when we had our interview.
That's what reminded me of it, yeah, because we had that with the sweetened condensed milk in the Americano.
Yeah, that's really good. And then we kind of went on this kick. So thanks, guy at Coffee Connections.
Yeah, appreciate you, friend.
He was like, this, that, whatever. This is gonna take forever, so I'll give you this. And then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna throw that. And I'm like, cool, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a cool drink, isn't it?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Trust the coffee guy. What are we getting into today, dog?
Today, I thought we would talk about momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah, and I have a cool quote, and I can't remember what it is. I have to run down. It's in the basement. I have to find it. But now I was just thinking about like building momentum and going with like that, like almost like the wave crashing, like for a little bit. Because I was thinking about as I've remodeled the basement, I basically flipped on my obsessiveness, and for a good purpose. I'm like, if I hit this hard for 2 weeks, it can be amazing. It's gonna suck. I'll be exhausted, but I'll get real obsessed with it, and I'll get it done. Yeah. And so I just kind of let that happen, and just built, and got almost frantic about it for a second, and then kind of now I've sort of wound down, and it's like it's 95% done. It's about as far as it can go at the moment, but it's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So like I kind of intentionally built the momentum and then wrote it, and then now I've simmered down when I needed to.
Do you think people have like an issue with like self-building momentum, or like are confused, or like what
Well, I think most people do, but they also
overwhelmed or something.
They don't. You can get overwhelmed. They don't know how to use it. Or they don't recognize it when it's happening. Of momentum's a thing. It's you can get on a you can just be on a flow. You can be on a tear, right? If you're winning a bunch of fights in a row, kind of stuff like that. That's momentum. You just kind of drop into the right space and just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just being able to recognize it, maintain it, know how to create it. I don't know if that's the final level, but that's something that I think I started to understand, but I don't know when. I don't know if it was recently, it just kind of happened, but I can build it now. I know how to like kind of put myself in that space.
Yeah, I think you learn just by trial and error, but I think you're just getting up every day. It's like a fucking ocean. You're getting up every day, you're trying again. You're starting the tide over, it's starting, it's the process. But I feel like just maybe that a lot of people don't continue to try enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it doesn't get the engine going and doesn't like start it enough, you know?
Yeah. But then also recognize like the cues of like what kills it, what creates it, what your best thought, what your best mindset for such a thing can be, all that kind of stuff.
And yeah, just like using that momentum to overcome obstacles and not just stop.
Use it for good, not just stop it. Like let it go and know how to ride it. Like, I mean, if you've ever surfed or like boogie boarded or anything, it's very much like being able to catch a wave. Like, it's not just, you don't just sit there and the wave just takes you. You got to swim up on that thing. You got to see it coming. You got to feel it coming. You're in the ocean. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see shit coming. I feel it coming, and you have to paddle at the right time. And you have to catch like the speed of it in the right spot, and then when it crests, then you just got to jump on, and you're either on the top or you're in the barrel, either or, depending on how big it is. But you have to catch the timing, and then once you're in it, then it takes you. But it doesn't just grab you. You have to jump in. You got to know how to get into it, and then it grabs you, and then if you got to control it and ride it out and do the thing until you hit the shore, And
that kind of like reminds me of like our like synchronicity talk a little bit, because like it's hard to, you can't just be like, oh, the universe has this plan, I'm just gonna like really bite into it, like that. But you have to like get the ball rolling for the universe to sweep you up in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
like start running.
You got to match the speed.
Yeah. You're like you're matching the speed exactly to get swept up in it. So exactly, just like the surfing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, a funny physics parallel of I haven't updated this research in a while. I need to, but sort of the difference between big things and little things, unified theory. The way things work on a big scale versus the way things work on like an atomic scale are really very different. It's weird. But obviously little things make up big things. Why are they different? What the hell it is? It's a unified theory. I've been chasing it forever. And I was watching this documentary once, and there was this dude chilling in Hawaii. He was a surfer, and he was like, waves are the key. Waves are going to be unified theory. And you're like, all right, why? Because all waves are the same. You think waves in water. Sound waves work the same. Air waves work the same. Heat waves are the same. Waves are waves. Waves are just energy moving through a substance. But it all comes out the same. They all act the same. There's this sort of motion to it. You can see it in the ocean because it's water, right?
Right.
But all waves, even in space, minus gravity, like solar waves, heat coming off the sun kind of thing, it still works like a wave. And so like that's always been in my head. That's why I make that connection sometimes. Why I use that sort of wave and catching a wave connection. Like I remember the last time I went to the beach, every morning, we were there for 8-10 days or something like that, and every morning I would just get up and there was a boogie board at the house we rented. And the house next door had a surfboard. I was pissed, but I had this little boogie board. And every morning I'd get up in a couple hours, just be out there in the ocean, just catching waves. Yeah. And this was in my head, just figuring it out, And that's what I do anytime I'm near the ocean. I'll either just body surf, I'll grab a boogie board, anything I can ride a wave with. But yeah, like the whole idea of unified theory and all waves being exactly the same, acting the same. And so, why?
Yes.
Yeah.
That, and it just kind of in my head like jogs, like you see the physical reaction of the wave in the ocean, right? And there's all the other waves, right? Why wouldn't those waves react just the same? Like he's saying, all the waves are just the same, so all these other wavelengths and things are going to be affecting you. a lot, and that's like,
and they can be at different speeds and different timings and sizes, but the core sort of functionality of them, that's all the same.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so just the rhythm may change, the length may change, but the way it works
it's the same.
is the same.
Yeah. The frequency might be fucking all over the place. Yeah. That's really cool. It's an interesting theory and whatnot.
So just put it in your head and start just letting it bounce around and be like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, now because I'm in like this. Obviously, I just parallel everything to jiu-jitsu because it's what I do all the time.
It's what you do, yeah.
But I've been really just kind of harping on like building 2 points or two ways to bounce things back and forth, and to be able to have a total positional reaction, any space that's made to feed into the other.
And just sort of
things that only feed back and forth with reaction.
Having your paired moves, having your funneling down your decisions for the other person to make.
Yeah. It's, you look at like cat and mouse going back and forth, or it's just waves going in and out. You're just going back and forth. And like I parallel that a lot to like just like upper body control, like side control and things like that. You have to be kind of like fluid and moving, and kind of like I tell people
follow it. Yeah.
I tell people be like a wet mattress, but really you got to be. It's like as cheesy as it is, it's be water, my friend. You have to be water. Sometimes you have to flow, and sometimes you have to crash.
Yeah, I mean, but also if you think about water too, layers of currents.
Mm-hmm.
Air does this a lot too. Like weather high up in the atmosphere is very different than weather here on ground level. The air currents are very different. But in water, if you ever get deep enough water, it doesn't take that much. I mean, you can get water up to your chest in the ocean and feel two different currents.
Right, yeah.
And there's the underlying current, and there's a top current, and if you ever get stuck in a riptide, it scares the shit out of you. But you can feel that just extra right down the fucking middle current. Like, what the? Where did that come from? And so it all exists within the same thing.
Right.
And so, like, top control, there's a different current. There's sort of the body connection current, but then there's how they're moving and how you're moving, and you can follow that different layers of the current as far as being having to keep someone down.
Sure.
Yeah.
I also too just again thinking like I parallel like if I were to quantify my mental health and put it on a graph, it would be like this is up and down wave, very frequent, and that would be it'd almost be like a fucking like seismograph or something. It's like it's a fucking earthquake, or it's chill, whatever.
Yeah, you get the crazy ups and downs. You don't quite want that. I mean, or you can catch the big ass one and ride it to something small. That'd be fun if you live. But
So mental health can move in that same kind of wavelength too. And that can be the effects of other waves in your life and shit.
Yeah,
crazy shit.
It changes as you drink it. Mm-hmm. It gets a little sweeter, a little denser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what it tastes like. There's something that tastes a lot like. But it's like connected to a specific memory, and I can't remember it yet.
Oh, cool!
It's coming back. Just kind of like when we got what did we get? When I was like, it's Snow Angel for the first time. Angel,
yeah.
I was like, this shit smells like my childhood.
Yeah,
it's one of those. Actually, you know what? I think it might be childhood connected. Me and my friend used to go to Stas before we drank coffee and get like the espresso milkshake drink, whatever, without the espresso.
Oh, nice.
Whatever. Yeah. So, pretty much the same thing, but now I have.
That's going up.
That's kind of tight.
Yeah. Well, I bought these glasses.
We're being so artistic today. Like, we took a TikTok video, and Mike just took an artsy pic. Fucking all over the place.
Just got my chimney cleaned.
Yeah. What's up? Man, these two dogs next door, I love them.
I still have never seen them. I don't sit over there. That's
I have a relationship with all of your neighbor dogs, and you have none. So,
nah, man. My dude over here, Rocco. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quiet. He just comes out. He's the one that likes the peppers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he just comes out and just chills. I've heard that dog bark maybe twice in all the years I've lived here. He's just chill as fuck. He just comes out, walks around, just stands there like, what's up? He's cool.
I love a good like satellite dog that's not your dog that like you can like my client, her next door neighbor has this massive fluffy golden retriever.
Oh, cool.
His name is Fluffy. And he literally smells like fresh shampoo every single day. I think they give him a bath every day.
That's fun.
But he's just the nicest, sweetest, chillest old fella, you know. He just walks over and just wants pets and wants to hang out. You know, he's just sense of pure soul. Like
that's cool, man.
Yeah. I love. I'm not. I like. Can't get enough of dogs.
Yeah,
I want
he's a
big
dog
picture.
guy.
I want land and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enough space to have like at least like a pack of 10 dogs, Caesar Milan style.
I would love to have that much space.
You know what I mean?
Someday, maybe, if we get that podcast money.
Get that podcast money. Get that podcast land.
We'll get that coffee regular ranch. Yeah,
Exactly.
CFRR.
The sustainable coffee regular ranch.
Yeah.
Grow our own beans.
Speaking of growing stuff, I'm gonna start growing tea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been looking at all like
summer
Nio stuff, and it's cool.
I've got some spots for it, man. I got to move some raised beds around, and when I build the deck in the shady part of the yard, I get enough morning sun that I bet I can grow some badass tea when it gets a lot of shade. And I might try a tea bed over there as well. And I want a couple different kinds. I'll do like maybe like a black tea out here, and then like a green tea over in the corner. Like I want to experiment.
I was just watching one of Neo's videos. Nio, I don't think so.
Yeah.
How they put like a specific tarp over
That's
everything.
the top for the
shade.
matcha?
Yeah.
I was watching that.
Because it creates more chlorophyll and then like a bolder, better rounded flavor or whatever. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit like that's fascinating.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's so cool.
Because I mean, I know so little about most things, so like anything's cool.
It's nice to realize that. Like, what was it? So I got my blue belt a couple days ago.
Oh shit!
Out of freaking nowhere.
First of all, I totally forgot about it. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That's great. I made a post about it and stuff.
Yeah. Mike had to tell the world.
I had to, because I know you fucking wouldn't. So
Nope, wouldn't say shit. But no, I'm so.
Vitor liked it to us. I was like,
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, badass. Yeah. Okay, cool. No, but I'm such a mark. I love it. So I'm in class, and I haven't been on a good class on a regular basis in a while. It's been a few months. I've just been busy. I've been hurt. I've been sick. I've been all over the place, and I'm finally like got a daytime schedule down. So it's like it's Wednesday. It's the 11 o'clock class. Jake is teaching. I go in. I have a really good class. We learned some cool shit. I got to roll a couple rounds. Like one round, I got a cross collar choke from a dude's guard. I was like pressure passing him and everything. I was like feeling good. And then I went with this old purple belt with a bad knee, who had to warn me about his bad knee because he has this big ass brace on. He's like, it's a weapon. I just want to tell you that I have a weapon. And
I will use it.
He fucking smashed me. We still kept starting in half guard, and he just fucking smashed me. It was great. And I kind of was like, I did really well. I need to get beat up. And so that guy came along, and I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
And so I'm like getting ready to go, and Jake's like, hold on, man, hold on. I got an announcement to make. Can you wait like 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we're sitting there talking about kung fu movies. I'm dropping some Donnie Yen on him. And, we're talking about. He's like, what's your favorite? I'm like, childhood, Last Dragon for sure. Adulthood, Flashpoint. He's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's masterpiece.
That's his newer one, isn't it?
That's old, man. That's 08.
What was the newer one that he put out recently? Have we talked about?
Ip Man 4 is out recently, and then Enter the Fat Dragon just came out. But what did we talk about? I think we were talking about Flashpoint.
Was it?
Yeah, but I mean, because I was telling him it's Kung Fu Cop dramas, where he does his MMA style. Special ID, not as good of a movie, but it has some kick-ass fight scenes. Oh my god, if I ever have to fight a crowd of dudes in a building and then in the rain, this is how I do it. Yeah. But so I was telling him about that. And he's like, all right, I gotta make the announcement now. Okay. He's like, everyone line up. I know we got 10 minutes left. We'll get back to rolling. Just line up. And then he goes over to his wife, Melissa, and walks out of the blue belt. And I'm like, oh, someone's getting promoted today, bro. And everyone's looking around. This is a high belt class. There's like 3 white belts and then a bunch of color belts. And everyone's looking around. They're like, dude, I think it's you. I think it's you. I'm like, it's not.
He's like saying, Mike. And no one goes up, like, Mike. Like, no one goes up, Mike Daniels.
He's like, Mike. That was funny. He goes, Mike. And I'm like, yeah, come here. And I'm like, me? He's, yes, you. I'm like, you sure? Yeah. And I walk up.
Dog?
I'm like, if you look at the picture, if you look close, you can see like the expression on my face is like, what?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the best way. A good surprise, you know?
And it was great, man. I was like, you fulfilled a dream of mine, actually. Like, I've always wanted to just spontaneously get a belt.
Yeah.
He's
now
like,
you got one.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
How do you feel now as a blue belt?
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I feel almost bad that I don't necessarily give a shit.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, we were talking about something you had mentioned, I don't know, a while ago about how, like, I've kind of come all the way back around. I'm having fun again.
Yeah.
You know,
so I liken that to Call of Duty. Like, you can prestige or whatever. You like beat the game or whatever. You like get all the weapons. You tack out all the weapons. You put like all the crazy shit on them. And then like you can prestige when you get to a certain level or whatever. And then it just starts you over like baseline stock weapons again. But you know how to use the weapons really well.
You're so good at it.
Yeah. So like you know how to. You know how to do the harder things, you know, or like the weird things that people might learn the first time through or whatever. Like you have that already.
Yeah, all that's in the arsenal, so now I can just do it.
So you have the tricks, you know, the tips, so that
all the intangibles.
Yeah,
all the mindset and the training things, and
that's
how to listen and how to absorb information.
That's all the iceberg below the water level bullshit. You know? Like, that's all the stuff that
it's all the stuff
you don't talk about.
You can't explain so much without sounding like you're high. Yeah. But no, it's cool, man. Here's the funny thing though, is it's like the belt's a size too small. It's a bow tie.
Really?
Oh, it's straight up bow tie.
I feel like that's just a thing. It's just like do not when you get promoted, you do not get a belt that fits.
Yeah. Well, it was funny though.
I've seen in the past like 5 years.
Jake mentioned it though. He's like, "Man, I just thought of it when I saw you today," and I was like, "Mel, we got a size 2 belt. See if you can find one." And she's like, "No, we have a 1." He's like, "It works. It works. It barely does." Yeah. So, I think morally, I got to clear it with him so I can get a bigger one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, either I'll ask for one or I'll
frame that one and then order a different one.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, "Can I get just a size bigger? Is that okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm skinny, but goddamn.
Yeah, it's a little much.
No, but every belt that I like have received at some point was too small or too big. Like,
really? That's awesome.
And and I've noticed that for a lot of people, like everyone's like, "Can I get a different belt?" Like, is it weird? And like they just kind of say what you said. They're like, I gotta get permission. You know, to get a new belt. It's like I need to get one. Like I don't know. You can probably just fucking order one. Like,
it'll be okay. Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about momentum. Right when I felt like I started to build momentum again, this happened, which is why it was unexpected. It's because I kind of haven't had that for a while. I've been training at home a lot. I've been pretty good on that front. But as far as going to class, not so much.
Yeah.
And so it was weird to get this at the beginning of that stretch, which is very like rejuvenating and cool because it made it even easier. Like it's very motivating. Like cool, you know. And so it helped that momentum and bolstered it a little bit, made that wave a little bigger.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the thing too. Like I think with the momentum, you're playing in the white belt pool. You get the momentum, you skip over to the blue belt pool. It's a little bigger, you know, and then your skills build. You skip over to the purple belt. You know, it just builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
As long as you stay with jiu-jitsu, you know, as long as you stick with it.
As long as you stick with it, and don't worry about it. Like I have a friend, another dad that we trained together, and he hasn't been able to train really consistently at all for the past year because he's just had injuries. He's just hurt, like his neck's jacked, his shoulder's jacked, his foot's messed up. And he was super happy for me, but I saw the sadness in his eyes because he can't train. And I'm like, he's like, "I might have to quit, man." I'm like, "No, dude, just get it fixed and keep going. Who cares how long it takes? It's just
not about that.
Come back to it.
Yeah.
You'll be fine."
People are much happier to see you there at the gym, and they don't give a fuck about what's around your waist. Like,
no, and
they're like, "Oh, fucking Joe's here," or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Chad's here. Cool. They don't give a shit that Chad's been a wipe out for like 5 years. They might give a shit because it's jiu-jitsu and it's kind of funny or whatever, you know. I was a fucking 4-stripe blue belt for a long time.
Yeah.
And I got ripped apart daily for it. All of these motherfuckers, man, sending me pictures like Photoshop shit, purple stuff all over, like it's dickheads.
Special friendships.
Yeah, exactly. The kind you can only form in martial arts.
Oh, true.
But just
I was
I never thought that I lost moment. I never thought that I had it would be like I would hit that like apex, but never have anything to like show for it, or you know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it was weird time.
I don't know. I was watching a Kerry Kolak video the other day. Thank you for introducing me to that guy.
He's the shit, dude.
But he was talking about how his coaching philosophy has shifted because he got a chance to take over like a really bad program.
Yeah.
And now he had to change the culture.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Now he's like, and he had to change the culture. And he talked about kind of the past 3 years of changing it. And he said about something that his dad taught him when he was little that took a long time to sink in. And he was talking about doing, when he was 7, I guess him and his dad one weekend worked on a Granby roll for like 7 hours straight. And just his dad was looking at a book like, that doesn't look like the picture yet. And he's like, Dad, why the hell are we doing this? I'm so tired. I'm a child. And then he said he went to a tournament the next weekend and he was in the position and he just sat out. And his dad was like, I just slapped my forehead. Why? He's like, listen, man, it's not about winning and losing. It's about just getting a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Like, try the roll. Yep. See how it works. I don't care if you win. I don't care if you lose. I just want you to improve. I want you to try things. I want you to move forward. And he said, like, as a 7-year-old, it took a long time for that to set in, but he's like, that's how I work. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. It was with my team. I had to evolve my coaching mentality to get them out of wins and losses and say, oh, you lost by 14 last match, you lost by 9 this time. You got better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, can you be better just the tiniest little bit and just put your foot in a better position at the end of practice than you did at the beginning?
I mean, that's one of the most winningest people in wrestling history. So
yeah, and I mean, but that's his mindset. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's what I do. I take everything. He talked about one time getting stranded in an airport and having to cut weight. Like, we arrived the day of weigh-in, and now we're stranded in an airport, and we're going to be even later. He's like, you know what I did? I went in the bathroom, I took all the trash out of a bag, turned it inside out, put on the trash bag, and started cutting weight. And I'm like, MacGyver, man. Dude, yeah. Don't complain. Take your opportunity. Yeah.
That's
do what you got to do.
So, like, people, it's like there's great, awesome, like, sauna suit products out there, but he's like, fuck it, I'm ripping this trash bag out there, I'm doing this shit.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. Those products didn't exist.
But, you know, like, now, like, people have these kind of, like, nice products, you know.
Which are nice if you can have them.
For sure.
But they're not required.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people think it's required to do this, to have the best whatever. It's like, dude, you can have some fucking jacked up shit and still, you know, succeed, whatever, you know. That doesn't...
but it's all just... Can you use your environment to what you need? You know, if you don't have weight training, but you got a rock to lift,
you got weights.
You got a place to do push-ups.
Yeah.
You know, you got a doorway to hang from.
Yep.
You know, go up. I used to play in the woods all the time. I grew up behind, like, there was woods behind my house. I'm just swinging in trees all the damn time.
We had massive, I don't know what you call those, door frames.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really massive overhangs, but just enough to get my fucking fingers on.
Yep.
I just hang on those motherfuckers all day,
all the time and do chin-ups with my, just pull-ups with my fingers.
Yep. It's the play aspect. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've, like, really been hammering, like, in my training and, like, people's training. Like, I give them, like, more of an expansive time. Like, go fuck with this. Like, go play with this. Mm-hmm. Go mess it up.
Play with it. Mess it up, dude.
And I'm like, I'll say, like, this is kind of what we're getting to. This is eventually what we want to do. But I'm like, get there how you would get there. Mm-hmm. Play with the things you would play with, the grips you do. Mm-hmm. And I'll help you tweak it if we need it. But make it work for you. Like, and play with it. Just fuck around. Like, you're not... So, yeah, I'm not giving you credit for, like, great reps right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you can't have perfect reps right off the bat, but you can have perfect moments.
Yeah.
And you can build on those.
Yeah. And that's, like, Kit Dale's conceptual training and, like, all that sort of thing. It's all coming full circle. And that's how I learn. That's how I've been teaching and stuff. And, like, and I used to be, like, again, kind of like imposter syndrome. I'm like, is this the right way to do it? Whatever. Like, that's how I'm fucking doing it. People are receptive. That's it. That's how as far as it needs to go.
Yeah, well, because it's such a different doorway in. You end up at the same spot. You end up knowing the proper way to do things, a technical way. You end up understanding why grips have to be where they are, why body control has to be the way that it is, kind of things. Mm-hmm. But you do it backdoor. Everyone wants to learn the specifics first and then, you know, shove themselves into that.
Yeah.
And then once I got that, now I understand the things, rather than just kind of do it away, like whatever's happening.
Yeah.
And then having someone just tweak things. And this is why it's working for you, but if you just move a little bit, it's going to work better. Mm-hmm. and you kind of understand. Oh, that put my elbow on a new spot. Oh,
yes, yeah.
And it's just that it's the opposite way in from, I think, what most people understand. So like I come from an era of memorizing times tables of 0 through 12, 1 through 12, know your times tables, and a rote ass memorization. No tricks, no estimations, no finger things, none of that shit.
No
just
hacks.
blatant memorization. And like I sucked at it. It took me a long time. Same thing with spelling. Like the land before spell check. I'm kind of a shitty speller. I had to put a lot of work in to be good. And I kind of like, when I was in probably 5th grade, I discovered that level of work I had to put in, and I found a pattern of consistency I could do, and I started acing my spelling tests. But it's just because I figured it out. But it's still, I had to create a different way in. I had to create a pattern. I had to create a lesson plan for myself, because rote memorization doesn't work for me.
So you had to kind of auto-teach yourself that.
Yeah, so I had to sort of, I had to create a system ultimately, and it, that's just how I work. But I'm like you, I'm a concept guy. I like, just start where you start.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, let me fucking play with it and leave me alone for a while. Like,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, and then you get to mess with it, and then you understand the principles of why there are principles. Everyone thinks they gotta memorize the principles first, and then go off it. No, they learn why the things exist.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, people want to get the technical aspect of it, like, so correct and stuff. I'm like, there is no correct, really. Like, not right now, anyway. Like,
and I mean, and people's idea of correct is often really off. It's
like,
often
it's very white or white or
black. It's very rigid.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
just
like
we're
one
way.
Fluid as fuck right now, dog. Like,
yeah. Like, be
you
open.
Open your mind up.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. Like, drilling has a place. All that stuff has a place. Everything has it's all a piece. But I think like a lot of it needs to be made up of like not free flowing, but like kind of structured flow time and like structured like play and like
something.
Even if you're playing games, like, oh, you have this tool and you have that tool and you were doing this.
Yeah,
task,
even like situational stuff. Like we were doing a closed guard drill in class yesterday, and it was like one person I tried to pass the closed guard, another person I tried to keep the closed guard. I'm not necessarily a closed guard player.
Right.
I usually open up and go to De La Hiva, or I've been experimenting with like spider guards and stuff lately. But De La Hiva's my guy, like, and so it was for me. I had to be like, nope, close it back down. Close it back down.
Yeah.
And it was cool because then I had to remember, put my knees here. I did all these things I know but don't really use. But it was structured play with certain parameters, which was nice. Yeah.
And just it's almost like you just want them to enjoy the movement at the very least. I want them to like fall in love with the movement. Like, oh, I'm doing this movement, and then the next piece can like, oh, I'm doing this movement with the arm. And then, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know how to explain that because I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
But a lot of people I train with, you can tell that they don't. That they're real caught up in like, oh, it's supposed to be here, and I'm like, have fun to mess it up. It's fine.
Yeah. But like, also, how do I say that without being like a dickhead? Without being like, hey man, like, just,
yeah, like it's so hard to convey. It's just like something that I've learned over a long period of time, and I don't know how to tell it to anyone.
Do you think that like is like a role following thing, maybe, like coming up through life, school, workplace thing, and they just like are stuck in it?
I think maybe it's like a societal kind of how we're raised kind of thing. Sure, because I mean, lots of people do it.
Yeah.
And so it's
like almost to a point where it's like a scale, like a societal scale. You're like, oh, like 50% almost. Like,
yeah.
You encounter a lot.
Oh, like more
as
than
a teacher
50.
or as a instructor.
Yeah, and to counteract people's sort of baseline programming, and especially.
That's what it is, programming, too.
It's very much baseline programming of, and especially now we're sort of it's a transition phase in history. So you get certain things that are turned way the fuck up right now, and certain things that are sort of like wobbly and getting ready to fall off.
The momentous wavelength of fucking history to you, dog.
Well, everything's getting ready to fall off.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
Everything's getting ready to completely change. And that's okay. That's how it works.
That's part of it.
And that's like, you can tell when people want to hold on to the past and forget that that's how it works. Like, this is why you read history. Yeah.
Well, that and like you hear people say like the most dangerous phrase is like that's how we've always done it, and
Exactly.
like yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah, like sure there are aspects of that are good. I mean,
Look back 60, 70 years.
well, go back to the turn of the century, around World War One-ish, when railroads were replacing steamboats. When trench warfare was almost at its end, or it was kind of at its beginning.
But also like biological warfare was kicking.
Biological warfare was starting to kick in, and it took trench warfare a long time to disappear. It was Vietnam before it really started to disappear. But there's all these different mindsets that clashed, and it's almost like it's a beginning of a century kind of thing to have happen. In the first 20 or 30 years of a century, you get this fucked up transition.
Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, it's bigger then, and then it sort of have your little blips of it. But right now, we're in a big one.
Yeah.
And so you get a lot of people either 100% trying new shit or 100% holding on to old shit. Very few people like us who are 100% doing our own shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not in either place.
I know. And like in my head, I know it's just like people, everyone's there, but they're not. So like, but I also never got too deep into like corporate jobs or anything like that either.
No, so you're not programmed in a societal like that culture, that subculture society isn't in you at all.
Well, that and I was like, I was a fucking school reject essentially. I was just dead center middle, like get through the fucking thing,
Yeah.
And just like that didn't stick the way they wanted it to, So
I mean, you kind of.
Now I'm a jiu-jitsu instructor. So.
Yeah, and you're actually a very good teacher.
Yeah.
But you kind of learned, it was choice to use your experience in
It was
a way
very
that you
much
could.
when I always talk about like be the teacher you needed, like that goes straight back to that shit.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I remember when I was in 6th grade, I was probably at like that was a peak shitty time for me. And I said I never want to be a teacher because I don't want to do this to anybody.
Yeah.
And not dissing the teachers I had very good teachers, but I'm weird. I'm fucking off the map, dude, especially for where I grew up.
Sure.
And it was just a shitty time. And then would I fucking become a teacher? But I was already a teacher. I mean, since I taught, the first person I taught how to tie their shoes, and I figured out that system as a little kid and started all my friends helping them out. No, let's create one. And it was very funny, but it's kind of the same deal. It's like you had to change it, and then you realize that a lot of times teachers, almost all the time, 99% of the time, teachers are actually really good people stuck in a very bad system.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you get a dick.
Just gonna say that. Yeah, There's fucking dicks,
but they're stuck in the system the same way you are.
They're just having a bad day in the system too.
Yeah.
Some people, some they're making the absolute best of it.
And
they're fucking ice skating uphill and love them to death. That's great.
Yeah, and they're doing the best they can with the structure they're given.
Yeah.
So they could be better if they could change the fucking system. But it's not them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I mean, I was just listening to a really interesting podcast, just like, this was really about, like, I'm trying to think about what it was originally, vaccines.
Oh, nice.
But it was really talking about just, like, the infrastructure problem in the country. Like, we need clean air, clean food, clean water, you know, and better just kind of flow as a society. Like, that would start to pick up a lot of things. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, vaccines are important.
Right, I don't remember how they got on that rant.
So you ever met anyone with polio?
I just watched a video about this dude, he was the last iron lung survivor.
Oh, fuck.
Because he had polio.
Yeah.
He's been in an iron lung his whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And talk about turn of the century fucking devices, like no one knows how to work on them anymore.
Yeah.
Like he's still alive and this one guy knows how to like refurbish and kick it and like make it work. So like...
Yeah, it's crazy shit, man.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. But yeah, just there's so much. I was thinking of like turn of the century stuff. Like my grandpa, I think he was born like 1912, 13-ish.
Oh, that's around the time my grandpa was born too. Yeah.
And he was, very early, and then. Just think about it, and he died a couple years ago or whatever.
The shit he got to see.
Things he saw.
Holy crap.
And in my head, he's like kind of, you know, older. You know, he's like a reserve guy. He's very educated, incredibly intelligent. And he's just like, it's just like to the point where like he's seen so much, he knows so much. It's like, what else does he have to say? Almost like, or like, not so much that, but like, what are you gonna say to him that he hasn't like comprehended in some way or like thought? I don't know. It was a really just interesting thing to think about. Just random, like it randomly popped in my head. It wasn't like something I'd been like wrote down in a journal. So, I was like, damn, like.
Talk about a guy who knows the baseline.
Yeah, exactly. Because he grew up on a farm and he turned. He was a surgeon. You know, the shift was massive.
Yeah, he could see the flow. Like he talk about someone who had enough experiences to know what's the same about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just interesting to see and think about. I mean, we're experiencing tons of crazy stuff. Like think about what we'll be able to talk about.
We're going
old
to
shit,
you know?
Dude. And I just imagine that every generation experiences that. I think this one in particular because of the technology.
Because of the technology boom.
Yeah.
This is in the past 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I got my first cell phone in 2002, and it was one of those little bricks, little invincible brick things. And I remember when texting came out, and I had my little brick, and I'm like, I got to hit a button 4 times to get to a letter.
Yeah. That confused me for the longest time. I was like, the fuck? And like how they would spell stuff on like infomercials, or were like 1-800 call now. You know, like, what the fuck is this thing? What is this?
Yeah, I remember when cell phones with keyboards came out, I was like, fuck yes, a full keyboard. And then they disappeared, and I'm like, damn it, I want my keyboard back.
My fondest phone till this day was like this goofy little slider.
I had one of those. I had a green one. I had two different sliders, but I had like Matrix exactly.
Slider.
I had 2 different slide phones. They were amazing. I had one that had a keyboard. I had 2 that had a keyboard on it, and one that didn't. But one that was kind of in between. It was like small slider, medium slider, big slider.
So I had 2 sliding phones. One was the best one I ever had. One was the worst one I've ever had.
Oh, that's funny. All mine were good.
I had just like a normal slidey, and I had the one that slid both directions. It had double keyboard.
That's freaky.
It was junk. It was a piece of shit. It was
I had my favorite slider of all time is going to be the original Galaxy. Because it slid out. It was just like...
Oh, yeah.
That had the full physical keyboard.
What was the one that everyone had? The Sidekick?
Oh, yeah, I remember
that like flipped up.
Yeah.
And that was like a fucking Power Ranger device.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
See, they didn't bring some shit like that back.
Yeah.
Give me a physical keyboard, man.
I would, like the Blackberries with keyboards, like those sort of got phased out by the time I like got a phone and shit.
Yeah.
Before I needed a smartphone.
Yeah, I need a smartphone with a real keyboard.
Yeah, I would like to not refurbish, but like bring back the original Blackberry with the keyboard.
With that
like
full real keyboard.
Ball, the scroll ball mouse thing.
That's badass.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Give me some of that. Fondness and old technology.
It's so funny that's old technology.
I know. And that shit was... Because if you think about that, like the skyrocket, the BlackBerry, everyone had a fucking BlackBerry. You know?
Yeah, I remember those things. Yeah, I mean, I got a VHS DVD combo in my basement now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
In my parents' basement, they have like it's still I don't think it's a tube TV, but it's the big one. So it's thick.
Oh yeah, I got
backing, but it's just a DVD one.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like not even just like the DVD VHS combo, but just the DVD.
Yeah. I've got I hope it's a tube TV in my basement. I gotta hook the old Nintendo up to it and see if it works.
Oh my god.
Because if Duck Hunt works, then it's a tube TV. But gotta have Duck Hunt.
Dude, Duck Hunt's
all that shit still works. I have all my old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to a point now where I can bring it all back out. And not play it hardly ever, but to have it.
I think
the option is cool.
You can still play like 20 minutes a week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I still got Cubert, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta bust that out.
Yeah.
That's a hard-ass game. Cubert was fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I want to be able to put all that stuff back out. And my daughter and I have decided that, this is so funny, we want to get a used PS4, because there's so many games on the PS4 that we like.
Yeah. Well, Brooke and I have been talking about it. She's like, I used to play Halo and stuff, and I used to play this one game, like, maybe we should get a system. Like,
we hardly ever play video games. It's funny that we want it, but I'm like, Tekken 7's on there, and that's the last Tekken. Then I'll have all the Tekkens.
Yeah. So, like, if I, like, won the lottery, I would put away all of it and then, like, keep it, like, $500 for the Xbox or some shit.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That would be the only scenario.
Someday. It'll pop.
Unless someone, like, yeah, I don't know, that's the thing I used to do is like I had a system but I didn't play it much. I'd go to other people's houses and play stuff.
Oh yeah, see, I always did that. I used to have like a string of Nintendos for a while, because I would save up my money and get like someone gave me a Nintendo when I was a little kid. Then I got a Super Nintendo for Christmas from my grandpa one year. And an N64, I saved up my money and fucking bought it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal. Analog stick and all that.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
cool ass system. I had the Zeldas.
It's still a cool system.
Yeah, it's still good.
That's
Best controller ever.
It never lost its flair either. Everyone was kind of N64, fuck yeah, for life. Like
Yeah, it's good, man. GoldenEye, holy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. And then that's kind of where I dropped out and started playing. A buddy of mine got a PlayStation. I'd go to his house and play and all that shit.
Sweet.
But
I remember playing this one Alien game on my buddy's PlayStation. I forget even what the fuck it's called. But it like reminded me of the movie Cloverfield. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I love that movie.
That was a great movie.
Oh.
It was like
I'm
the
scared of shit.
game version of that, essentially, in my head anyway.
Oh, nice.
But it was a fucking great game. He was the only one who had it or whatever. I'd call him like randomly.
Oh, nice.
Scared, like, yo dog, I'm gonna fucking play this game.
A friend of mine had
crackhead,
a game called Bushido Blade.
I've
It was the
played that
first.
once.
It was the first like open world fighter.
Yeah.
You could run around everywhere, and the weapons choices were fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You had a sledgehammer, you had a sword, you had a bat, and when people would die, like you could do like you beat somebody and just be just chopping them up and chopping down chopping down bamboo and shit, and then they would die, and then hit continue, and there's this crazy ass music, and then their eyes would open. Get back up and start fighting. And, like we played the shit out of that game. That and Tekken 3.
There's one like it's called Crackdown. It's like you're a cyborg cop.
Oh, cool.
And the first one, I think you're just like fighting bad guys, like generic criminals. And the second one, you're fighting like some like crazy mutant virus, like fucking zombie kind of thing. Yeah. But anyway, like as you go out through the game, you build momentum and you gather orbs, agility orbs, and your powers go up.
Oh, nice.
So then you start jumping higher, running faster, like punching people across the room and shit. Your guns get better, your cars go faster. Like it's just like you're like gaining momentum.
It's like, that's like Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
Go back to the Nintendo. That's my favorite Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I owned that.
You build it all. You find all the secret shit. It's fun. That's a game I would, if they made it. I think
I'm sure
made a third one. I need to play it, but
I'm sure they'll repackage it and sell it to you again on a new system at some point.
I know. I'll be stupid enough to buy it then. Right now, I'm resisting.
Yeah, I'm done, man.
Right now, I'm resisting. Because I mean, even the thought of it, like even if I did get all that, I'd feel bad about spending the money, and then I'd feel bad about spending the time on it. So like, it's just not good for me.
I have like, I don't play enough to justify it, but I have sort of a list in my head if ever I were to get like a game system, like say PS5 comes out and it is backward compatible and a Blu-ray player.
That's just a decent investment, probably.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because backward compatibility, if I can play all the other fucking games, like from 1 to 4, PS1 to 4 on one system, and okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And it plays Blu-rays. Boom. Yeah, I'm down. That's fine. I don't see a reason why that can't happen. I'm sure I don't program shit for a living, so I'm sure there is a reason why that can't happen. But technology, like, dude, people can grow body parts.
Yeah.
You can make a backward compatible video game system.
Yeah. YouTube, you can fucking make the app close and still let things play.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Those things can happen.
You don't have to make other subsidiaries like YouTube Music, YouTube Movies, blah blah blah. Just make it fucking play. Right. Then I'll be impressed with technology. I'll be impressed with all the technology. That's the last fucking straw.
It's simple shit, man. Stop worrying about making money off of it. Just make it work.
That's the last clause in the contract.
Yeah.
They're transplanting faces and shit. I mean, you're good.
You spilled stuff.
What?
Under the chair, there's paint. Oh, sorry, I just noticed. My daughter lives in here, like painting and stuff, and I think there's some stuff on the floor. Yeah, it's behind your foot. No, you can't see it from there. I just now saw it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, feel it?
It's plastic.
Oh, just plastic? Oh, good. Okay, cool. It's not paint.
It's just plastic.
Just reflection off the chair. Oh, good. Okay.
That's the best one.
That was cool.
A mess isn't a mess.
Yeah. The library is still not a library, but right now it is a functional art room.
Mm-hmm.
But
you gotta have one.
It will be a library soon enough. It's happening. The wheels are in motion. How about trying to build momentum? fits and starts, man, as I find things.
And I paid off my credit card yesterday. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like that took
All right.
some doing.
What are we buying? Where are we going?
I'm not buying shit. I hate credit cards.
I hate them too.
Fuck all that shit. I'm not doing that shit again if I can help it.
No way, dude. Live below your means.
Yeah,
Even if that means you don't have shit.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I inquired the debt when I was not doing that.
So talk about negative momentum.
Yeah, and
I just sort of roll.
I carried it over to. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and like, you know, it was a very high interest rate, terrible, like because it was my first credit card or whatever.
Yeah,
so like it was garbage. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I have to get rid of this. I just did that, and like,
nice.
And yeah, so
that's good to do, and just you gotta stay there.
Yeah, that like budget the past year.
Yeah.
2019 and a little before that, like tried to really kind of take financial stuff under control, like really start to save money, invest a little money, and do proper habits and things. 'Cause actually a podcast talking about stuff like habitual things. I'm like, yeah, I should do that with my money. Like I need to be a good example.
Just doing this has changed me a lot too. Of just little things that I've just sort of gotten in order. Yeah, that
alone could be a reason like why we fucking do this. Is like I just speak out loud and I like make better choices.
But I mean, say like for me, finally to finish remodeling the basement. I've been sort of puttering along on that forever, and it just sort of does its thing. And then we started talking about like, oh, we should do videos. Like, we need a nice fucking place to do videos. I gotta finish the corner. I gotta finish the basement. I gotta get it done, and it's about done.
Yeah.
There's a handful of little things left to do, but it's an open, awesome space now.
Yeah. And like no one was like riding you for that except yourself.
Except for me, it was just an idea.
Decided to be like, I'm gonna fucking do this for like 3 weeks, and then you fucking killed it.
Yeah, I'm like, when I get the time, like it's gonna pop up. So I kind of prepped it for such a thing.
Yeah.
And I did I moved some stuff around. I got that one wall painted, and I was like, all right, it's gonna happen. And I saw that time in December.
You're paddling.
And I was like, there it is. Boom, go, catch a wave and go. And I wrote it, and 2 weeks later, it's a whole different space. And it's like its best form.
Yeah. And I mean, shit. Like since I first saw it to now, it's insane. I mean,
it's crazy how quickly it changed every time, man.
At first, it's kind of like very like this is the bro cavern, like this is where trainers were fucking chill. And now it's like looks really fucking dope. Like it looks like a school.
It looks like
nice, a Taekwondo academy or like a jiu-jitsu.
It's like well lit.
Yeah, the lighting is good.
Yeah,
mats everywhere. Like
everything has a space. Yep. Yeah, I mean, but it's the same amount of shit. It's the same space. I just finally got in there and did it.
It's a very visual representation of the podcast. Like things just like morphing in.
Yep.
A little more organization. Still quirky. Still weird as fuck. That's how we do it.
But yeah, but it's still very unique.
Yeah.
But it's a very wonderful
our shit.
space. Yeah.
And that's the beauty of podcasts. Freedom,
yes.
I've been reading in like different podcasts, like groups and stuff. Like some people are like, oh, some company tried to buy mine and blah, blah, blah. It's like, and like certainly lawyers were getting involved. Like people were talking about like, oh, I'm a lawyer, DM me, like all sorts of crazy shit. I'm like,
that's crazy.
That in my head, like I wouldn't want like, I don't know, like unless it were like a perfect deal or some shit, like a company.
I mean, if they toss a lot of fucking money out of it.
But even then, like I would like 100% creative control. Don't fuck with that. That's the purpose of it. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't want. Ultimately, it's if we keep doing the podcast, it's what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. How we want to fucking do.
Or it's 100% gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's here's a bunch of money.
Yeah, and we're off. Like we're down. We're out.
We're done. It's not ours.
We got the egg. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
And it would have to be a lot of money.
It had to be a lot. I really enjoyed this.
And then even then, just go start another one.
Just start one. Fine. We'll think of another cool name. That's how Richard Branson does it, bro.
Yeah.
Everything's called Virgin. In which case, I don't know. Everything's called coffee.
Regular.
But the momentum is waning. I think it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrapping it up.
What?
It's momentum.
One day, yeah.
Build it. Ride it. Enjoy it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Keep your coffee regular.
Yeah, peace in, everyone.